This methodology applies at all levels of problems, from the highest to the lowest. Right? Anything that requires a recommendation. And let's face it, at the end of the day, I don't care where you work. You're selling ideas. You're trying to get resources. You're trying to get people to do things. You're selling an idea. We should do this. And for me to do that, I need $18 million worth of investment so I can get you 100. But I'm selling an idea. We should expand our nonprofit organization so we can serve more of the community. I need everybody on board. Okay? So it applies at all levels and all different types. It can be as broad as, hey, let's go to Asia. Who's getting on a plane to Rio? If this is where we're saying we should go, right? We have direction. And why? Let's double the size of the company. All the way down to, hey, we do this process. Let's take out process steps 2, 7, 11, and 14. Why? It'll reduce cycle time by X%. We don't even know what X is. It applies at all levels of problems. Okay? It is a thought process. It's not reserved for big corporate strategy stuff. Get on an elevator. Somebody else gets on the elevator, you have 1 or 2 floors to tell them what should we do, why should we do it, right? Crisp, clear, compelling. And for those of you that don't think it happens, we're serving a hospital client. 5 hospitals, 36 hours of cash on hand. Hours. We're going to make payroll tomorrow? Okay. It was some bad juju. And they were nonprofit. Okay. We had 2 hospitals, 2 miles apart, both at 40% utilization. Right? And one was bigger, one was smaller. What's the answer?
Close the small one.
Huh?
Close the small one.
Close the small one, move everything over to the big one, right? Yeah, not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say. Okay, the small one was the biggest employer in that town, okay, the little town next door. It was the newest facility in the network. The physicians loved it because they could get whatever operating room hours they wanted since it was pretty empty. Here's the kicker. It was the legacy of a Catholic Monsignor who's in the process of being canonized as a saint. Close it. Guess what? That was the answer. Okay? So, where am I going with this? I get on the elevator, and we kind of figured out that, yeah, that's the answer. Shut it down, 15 million bucks. I get on the elevator, and I was like 2 weeks new to consulting. I heard about this elevator pitch in my initial training. I get on the elevator. Who got on the elevator on the next floor? Huh? The CEO. He really did. He said good morning. I said good morning. Always be polite. And he says, what do you think? What are you working on? Well, we think we should shut the smaller hospital, move the volume over to the larger one. It's worth $15 to $20 million. And we're going to do the analysis to figure out if that's viable. Okay. Got off the next floor. I ran back to the team room. I asked my project manager, I'm like, how much did you pay him to do the elevator pitch thing? And he's like, I didn't. It happens. Okay? Be able to articulate your story. The core idea allows you to do that. Anybody know what the button is? You know what your manager's button is? Huh? Okay, the button. What's the one thing they really care about? What's the one thing when they're walking down the hall and they hear you mention it, you have their attention? And usually, the best way to figure out what the button is, at least in the world I come from, get their results, get their goals for the year, and the bullet point that's at the top of the list is their button, because that's the one that's usually most closely tied to their bonus. All right, that's the button, and push it all day long. It's fun. So, we should enter Asian markets. Why? Push button. Whatever it is. I don't care what their button is. Profits, revenues, okay, market share, whatever that button is, whatever the metric is, push it. Why? You have their attention. And if you give them an answer that helps drive the button, you're going to get support. Understand that button. Understand your audience.